You trained hard. You ate enough protein. You hit your sets, your representatives, your progressive overload. Then you slept 5 hours because life happened, work, scrolling, one more episode. And quietly, without any visible sign, your body undid a significant portion of what you built in the gym. Not dramatically. Not overnight. But consistently, across weeks and months. Sleep deprivation is one of the most effective ways to sabotage muscle growth that most people completely ignore. Here's exactly what happens to your muscle gains when you sleep less than 6 hours. And why no supplement, protein shake, or training program fixes it. 1. Growth hormone production collapses. Your body releases the majority of its daily growth hormone during slow-wave sleep, the deepest stage of your sleep cycle. Growth hormone is not optional for muscle repair and growth. It's the primary signal your body uses to rebuild damaged muscle tissue, synthesize new protein, and recover from training stress. Cut your sleep to under 6 hours and you're cutting into slow-wave sleep directly. You don't get less of it proportionally, you lose it disproportionately. A full 8-hour sleep gives your body 2 to 3 complete slow-wave cycles. 5 hours might give you 1, or less. That's not half the growth hormone. That's potentially a fraction of it. The muscle you broke down in training is waiting for that signal to rebuild. Without adequate growth hormone, the repair is incomplete. You recover partially. You adapt partially. And then you go back into the gym and break the same tissue down again, before it finished rebuilding the last time. 2. Testosterone drops measurably after 1 week of short sleep. This is not a long-term gradual decline. Research shows that 1 week of sleeping 5 to 6 hours per night reduces testosterone levels by 10 to 15% in young healthy men. 10 to 15%. In 1 week. Testosterone is the primary anabolic hormone driving muscle protein synthesis. Lower testosterone means a weaker anabolic signal, your body is less efficient at building and maintaining muscle mass. It also means lower energy, reduced training motivation, and decreased capacity to recover between sessions. You don't need a blood test to notice it. You feel it in your training. Weights feel heavier. Motivation is lower. Recovery between sets takes longer. You assume you're overtrained or underfueled. The actual problem is that you haven't slept properly in 5 days. 3. Cortisol spikes and stays elevated. Sleep deprivation is physiological stress. Your body responds to it the same way it responds to any other threat, by elevating cortisol. And chronically elevated cortisol is the direct biochemical opposite of what you want for muscle growth. Cortisol is catabolic. It breaks muscle tissue down. It's the hormone your body uses to mobilize energy in emergency situations, including the perceived emergency of insufficient sleep. While testosterone says build, cortisol says break down. When sleep is short, testosterone drops and cortisol rises simultaneously. The anabolic environment your training created collapses. The ratio of testosterone to cortisol is one of the best indicators of your body's capacity to build muscle at any given time. Sleep deprivation shifts that ratio in the wrong direction every single night you don't get enough. 4. Muscle protein synthesis slows directly. Beyond the hormonal environment, sleep deprivation directly impairs muscle protein synthesis, the cellular process of building new muscle tissue. Studies measuring MPS rates in sleep-deprived subjects show measurably lower synthesis rates compared to well-rested controls, even when protein intake and training are identical. This means 2 people can eat the same food, do the same training, and have completely different muscle-building outcomes based purely on sleep. The one sleeping 8 hours is building. The one sleeping 5 is maintaining at best, and potentially losing muscle in the presence of elevated cortisol. 5. Training performance degrades, compounding everything. Sleep deprivation doesn't just affect recovery. It affects the training session itself. Reaction time, coordination, and power output all drop measurably after a poor night of sleep. You lift less weight. You complete fewer quality representatives. Your technique degrades under fatigue faster than normal. This compounds the problem. Less sleep means worse training, which means a weaker stimulus for adaptation, which means less growth signal, which is then further undermined by the impaired recovery environment. Every part of the muscle-building process is degraded simultaneously. Most people address this by drinking more coffee and training through it. Caffeine masks the fatigue. It doesn't restore the hormonal environment, the coordination, or the muscle protein synthesis rate. You feel more awake and you're still operating at a significant deficit. 6. What to actually do. Sleep is not a lifestyle preference. It's a physiological requirement for muscle growth. Treating it as optional while optimizing every other training variable is like filling a car with premium fuel and then driving with flat tires. 7 to 9 hours is the target. Not negotiable. Not something to optimize around with supplements or hacks. The hacks don't work because the problem isn't energy, it's the hormonal and cellular environment that only deep sleep creates. Prioritize sleep the way you prioritize training. Same time every night where possible. Cool, dark room. No screens 30 minutes before bed. Consistent wake time even on weekends. Your circadian rhythm doesn't take days off. The training is the signal. The food is the material. The sleep is where the actual building happens. Skip it and you're sending signals into a construction site with no workers. Build the sleep habit. Everything else you're doing starts working properly when you do. The Iron Monk playbook covers the full system: training, progression, and recovery. Please check our video collection. I'll see you all in the next video.